Hi there, Cancer. Welcome to your end of, I keep saying May, April 2024 Tarot Update. It's Raina here. I think I'm saying May because it's so warm. It's been so warm here. I live near Chicago and we've been getting late spring weather, 70s. I think it almost hit 80 yesterday. So, anywho, let's see what we got here. Uh-oh. I hope these are not all. I've had to start readings over again. I'm gonna definitely be doing that. I'm gonna pick another card from here. If I pick the deck upside down. The rule is 3 in a row. We got one more. And this reading is okay, well, I stand corrected. And this one, regardless, I will be reading as a challenge card. Okay. Ha! The card that the sign that you're ruled, or the planet you're ruled by, the moon. Pretty synchronistic. Okay, okay, let's see here. I'm going to hold these upright because you can't see not that you can really see anyway. Because this deck is the Wild Unknown Tarot deck, and I do enjoy this deck because I think the illustrations are really cool. They're a little bit goth. And I find that it's a very interesting alternative to the typical illustrations. But they're not that relatable, I think, especially if you don't know too much about the tarot. So it's kind of like something you have to know. So I'm holding it upright. The Two of Swords is I got this reverse, so that's the important thing to know. Is a card of being at a fork in the road, or what is that expression where you're at the juncture of the horns of a decision, let's put it that way. And you might be at loggerheads with someone or with yourself about, what exactly to do. So this, and maybe you're even doubting yourself when it's about indecision. But I would say that if this card was picked in the reverse position, that you are making a choice. So actually, and then we have here in the past position, and I picked this reverse. It's a Five of Cups. This is a card of grieving the loss of something. Cups are related to water. You're part of the water element. And I would say that this is about healing from a loss. And so let's put it this way. Let's say that a Cancer person found out that their partner had been cheating. And they were debating whether or not to leave that relationship, leave the marriage, leave the relationship, stop dating that person. And they finally healed from the grief of the knowledge that that person betrayed them. And that allowed you to make that decision, or you're now in that process of making that decision. And this can also be like in the workplace, if if any of you lost your job. The Five of Cups is a card of some kind of emotional loss. So it could be if you've lost a loved one and that caused you to have to make some kind of major decision of maybe where to live, or who knows. But so it could be in any area of life. But the higher message, or the spiritual lesson, the Father of Swords is the King of Swords. The King of Swords can mean about to me, becoming a master of your thoughts, meaning that you do not allow emotions to disturb your rational decision making process when you need to have all those faculties available to you, because you're a water sign, Cancer. You're somebody who comes to life with this emotional I have like this, I don't know if they're my spirit guides or just my mind, the way it works, but I was going to say this emotional baggage, but just being naughty. Sometimes I have these naughty things that I want to say. And but what I really meant was coming to life with an emotional viewpoint. Not everybody does. Not that everybody doesn't have emotions, but you're kind of like very much wrapped up in that as it pertains to how you see the world. And so there's a lot of sensitivity there. And it can sometimes cloud your judgment, because if you really feel like I need to leave this relationship, it's not good for me. It might not be good for your mental health, because somebody's dealing with someone who's cheating all the time, for instance. That could really play tricks with your mind and your self-esteem. So, but a Cancer person might be like, oh gosh, I remember that time when we first met and he looked at me and he was just so our eyes locked, and I knew that we were going to, be together. I just knew it was, and we have these beautiful children and, blah, blah, blah. We just celebrated our 15th wedding anniversary. How could I possibly leave this relationship, So he had a bit of a, he did something he shouldn't have done. We all do things we shouldn't have done, and these are the kinds of things that people say to try to make it seem like it's not such a big deal. Minimize it, it's called. And yet, you may be suffering. And maybe you've kind of healed from it, no question. But you might be nudged in the direction of maintaining your personal dignity. And this is something that a lot of people, I think, don't even give enough credit or place enough importance on, is that, just on an energetic level, nothing is ever like black or white. Sometimes somebody can cheat and they really are committed to the relationship, but they themselves have some sort of insecurities, weaknesses within themselves, and they may love that person dearly, but they're trying to boost themselves in some way. Some people have sex addictions. There's all kinds of things going on in this world, but how it's affecting you. And same with the workplace. You work someplace and you may know in your bones that you're not being respected, that you're being passed over. No matter what you do, it doesn't seem like it's affecting, that it's doing any good, in other words. What crosses you is the Three of Swords. This is a card of heartbreak, rejection. But what's interesting about Cancer? Cancer is a tenacious ass sign. The claws of the crab, hold on for dear life emotionally to people, places, and things. And a Cancer person can be suffering and be that martyr, and they'll let everybody know about it within earshot, but they won't let go of it. And it's like, sometimes, I know this is very crude, but you have to shit or get off the pot. You know what I mean? If somebody is not respecting you or, valuing your service or your your gifts, talents, and abilities, how long are you going to whine about it? How long are you going to feel bad about it? Does it become addictive to feel bad about it and to complain about it? Because the Three of Swords can be cutting something off very cleanly. And then, it's done. And it's not about back and forth. But that finality can be a little bit unnerving for some people who are like, but wait a second, I'm not so sure about this. I'm not so sure that this is the right thing to do. What's coming in is the Three of Wands. By the way, sorry for any outer noise. It's rush hour, and that's really the only time when there's a lot of noise from the street. I can hear that person like 2 blocks away. So the Three of Wands is about, I was going to say greener pastures, but really it's about more open space. It's really about expansion. Wands is fire, fire's expansion. 3, the number 3 is about expansion. So it's not just about whatever the situation is. That's why I like to see things symbolically. Some people think that it's like, oh gosh, you always have to, make it about something deeper. Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. I always have like a little, well, I probably shouldn't say this. I was going to say, except when you're Bill Clinton and it's a sex toy. Okay, I'm sorry. But, the thing is, it's like, it really is a situation where you might see that like somebody, let's say, using that example again, a partner cheats on you, and it's like you're hyper focused on the act itself or the circumstances around the act. But really, at a higher level, it could be saying you and this person have gotten from each other all that you can get. And now, the growth with this person isn't there. So now it's time for a new relationship. Maybe after you have digested this current relationship, not necessarily right away with the next person waiting in the wings. But, people always see it like, oh my gosh, I lost my job, but they don't consider that there was a higher reason for that they had to be like nudged out because they weren't doing it themselves. And they might have seen the writing on the wall that they were not being treated very well at the end. But sometimes people, when they're not being treated well, when their partner stays out all night, they dig in their heels and they're like even more, desperate to hold on to that situation because they can feel it slipping out of their hands. So if you believe, like Abraham Hicks believes, that this life is for the purpose of expansion, then any kind of change in your circumstances can be welcomed as growth experiences. And the outcome is the Moon card, which can mean that everything isn't really clear yet. There may be still things that are going to be revealed. As a matter of fact, we have a Scorpio. Oh my gosh. Well, isn't that special? Because we have a Scorpio full moon happening in, I believe it's like 8 days from now as I record this. It's going to be on April 23rd. For Cancer, Scorpio is your 5th house of romance and creativity. And the Moon card is also about creativity, by the way. But so you could conceive of this big artistic endeavor. You could also conceive a child. It's also the 5th house is house of conceiving children. So be well aware of that one. But it's it could be secrets coming out in terms of love and what is going on. So let us go into this. That's actually, in this second half of the month. So it's, things should get quite interesting for you. All right. That's what I have for you, Cancer. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, I'm promoting my double astrological chart readings, an hour of natal chart analysis, an hour of transits for the upcoming 12 months. And you are one of those spring signs, early summer signs that is coming up with your solar return. And if you would like to know what is coming up for you and the themes of astrological themes in the next 12 months, that is part of that package deal. You can find out more information at the link below. I'm at RainaMoonAstrology.com. Thanks for listening and watching. Bye.